Hey guys, this is Dr. David Holder here at the Jerry Falwell Library. I'm a professor in the School of Ed of Learning Technologies, and I just wanted to take a minute to do a quick demonstration video on using Screencast and to make videos. I use this in my online courses to week one, I go through the syllabus, and then I do my weekly announcements via video as well. And I try to move my laptop and the camera and stuff around campus to get different venues. And today I just happen to be grading in the library, and so these are not perfect. I rarely do them in more than one take, and so there's mistakes, there's problems with them, etc. Sometimes kids see me in the background and they start goofing off. But anyway, I just wanted to take a minute to go through this. All right, so the program we're going to use for screencasting is called Screencastomatic.com. It's a web-enabled program. The Cadillac is probably Camtasia, made by TechSmith, but it's rather expensive. And frankly, for most of us, what we're needing is just a simple screen capture tool. Another really good option is QuickTime. Matter of fact, I'm actually making this recording not with Screencast, but with QuickTime on my Mac. If you have a Macintosh or a MacBook Pro, etc., the QuickTime player has screencasting and webcasting and all that built into it. And so that's kind of a neat feature. But I have my students use Screencast-O-Matic. It's free. They can make up to 15-minute recordings, and you can see it's a pretty robust little tool. There's a little video there you can watch about it, but we're going to make one here in just a second. So I'm going to click Start Recording, and it takes you to this page. And depending on the configuration of your system, the computer that you're using, you might get different things. Like on my PC, it'll say Launch App, and it's a little Java applet that's been installed in my Google Chrome browser, and it just runs it right there in the browser. On the Mac, for some reason, it has actually downloaded a little applet to my computer, and I have to launch that. And so it's going to launch this little recorder, and boom, here we go. And so I have it set to a lower resolution just so that it'll fit within this window and not, things not get too ridiculous. And this is one of the things that I really love about screen capture. First, it's already auto-detected my microphone, and we're good to go. A lot of times I'll use a secondary microphone, and you can click here and select the different ones. I don't have it plugged in right now. I actually left it in my office. But you can adjust the size, and you can grab the corners and even move them around, etc. So there's lots of things that you can do. Right now we're set up to record the screen, but I can click it to webcam, and we can switch to webcam modes. Hi, Mom! So there's my webcam, and it's on. While I've got the webcam up, just one of my number one pet peeves right now, you can see I am not looking at you. I am looking at my screen. It's a completely different thing when you look at the camera. You're making eye contact with your viewer, in our case, our students, and with each other. And so it's just a much more personal way to make a webcam or a video, etc. I also typically stack it up on something and have pay attention to the lighting and the stuff behind me. So just a few quick rules, but the number one pet peeve I have is to look at the screen and not at your webcam. It just drives me crazy. My students lose points if they do that. All right, so the other thing is this one that says both. We can click on both, and you can see it's ready to do screencasting and record what I'm going to do on my computer, but it also has the webcam going as well. Sometimes I'll turn this on, especially when I'm going over like the syllabus and things, and that way they can, if they're not real into what I'm seeing, what they're seeing recorded on the screen, they can actually, research has said that they'll look at the video of the professor talking, and it keeps them a little more engaged and a little better connected. I'm actually wanting to continue that research. It's been a few years since I've set it down. But I think with the rise of video and distance learning, flipped lesson, I think there's going to be kind of a call for it, etc. So I'm going to switch back to screencasting by itself and just go through the process real quick. You can see here it's ready to go, and now I'm actually screencasting with both QuickTime and now with Screencast-O-Matic, and we're recording. One thing I want to show you right now is you'll see in the video that the screencast makes, it's actually putting a little yellow halo around my cursor so you can see it a little easier. I can also use this draw utility. This happens when you buy it. It's pretty cheap. It's like $15 a year. I paid $29 and got 3 years. They throw in an extra year if you go ahead and pay for both up front. And it's just, this is such an awesome tool. I went ahead and paid for it, even though I own Camtasia. I wind up using this before I'll use Camtasia. But the draw utility allows me to circle stuff, to highlight stuff, and then to tell them to ignore stuff. There's all kinds of things that you can use the draw tool for while you're talking and giving a lesson. So big fan of the draw tool. And I love having that feature built right here into Screencast. So I'm stopping the Screencast-O-Matic screencast. And so you can see, like if I messed up, I didn't like what I was doing, I stumbled, somebody walked into the room, the dog started barking. There's all kinds of things that happen. You can hit pause and then just keep recording, and that's kind of fun too. You can just stop. Sometimes I'm downloading something, I want to wait for it to download or something else, and so you can just stop it, pause it, and then continue it. But in our case, we're done. I'm going to click done here, and you can see here, here's the audio, and you can see I've got pretty good quality audio coming in. It's not the best because I'm not using my regular microphone, but the MacBook has a wonderful microphone built into it, so we should be okay. This is that little yellow halo that I was telling you that it puts around the cursor so you can see it float around the screen. That's kind of cool. The last thing here is save as video file, and so we're going to click save and then publish, and it's going to default it into my Education 518 folder. That's fine, don't have a problem with that. That's the some videos I was making earlier today because that course launches on Monday, and I'm just going to click publish. Why do I save it as a video file instead of going straight to YouTube or something else? And that's because I'm a big fan of get the video on your computer in a finished way. And so now that I have this folder here, I can click OK. And in a lot of ways, I'm actually just kind of done with screencasting now. So real quick, I'm going to show you what I do with them is you can put them in YouTube. I'm going to go to my channel here, and you can see videos that I've done a few months ago. These are actually public. It's not showing you my unlisted videos. I have to go to Video Manager to see these. I've gotten to where I don't put them public anymore. I do them as unlisted. And so here you can see my syllabus walkthrough and some other stuff that I did just this morning. And I upload these to YouTube, and then I take the link and I put those in Blackboard for my students. Another thing that you can do is you can see here Dr. Dunn and I have started this folder. Oops, wrong link. Let me click. Oh, it's over here. Here it is. Using Dropbox. I'm sorry about that. And by using Dropbox for our Education 240 class, every one of these videos that we do, we just put on here, and then we've made them a permanent part of that residential class. And so I may start doing this, but the students seem to like these YouTube videos, and you know, it's a lot of fun, and it works really well, and it doesn't take a lot of time. It probably takes me about the same amount of time as it did to craft the weekly announcement video or letter. And I send that out as well, and oh man, don't just read it verbatim. They will turn it off. If they realize you're reading verbatim, they'll just shut it down and just look at the announcement pages, and we haven't gained anything. Have a conversation with your students, talk with them like real people, and I think you'll have great success with this project if you choose to use Screencast. So there we are, Screencast-O-Matic. It's free, records up to 15 minutes, puts a little watermark on it unless you pay, which is what I did. I paid $28 to get 3 years access. I think you can do just 15 for 1 year. So there you go. Thank you. Have a nice day.